Coming up on HowIGMT, IDRA ups their product offering with a 9,000-ton Giga Press. Refreshed Model X delivery dates are pushed further into 2021, and GigaFactory Texas passes an important milestone. Welcome to How I Got My Tesla, the podcast of indeterminate length for Saturday, May 15th, 2021, episode 42 in Ottawa, Ontario. I'm Matt Wilson. Let's start off with a few Tesla things you should know. Not to rest on their laurels, it appears that Tesla supplier IDRA is producing a new 9,000-ton version of their previously announced Giga Press. Home for this press appears to be at Gigafactory Shanghai, where Tesla is currently in the middle of another round of expansion at their production facility. Last week, drone flybys caught massive foundations being prepared. It is expected that the new 9,000-ton GigaPress might be anchored to these actual foundations. With the size of GigaPress at Tesla's disposal, we might actually see larger castings being used in the upcoming $25,000 EV. Currently, Tesla uses 6,000-ton gigapresses for the Model Y, and 8,000-ton gigapresses are planned for the upcoming Cybertruck. Elon previously mentioned he'd like to streamline vehicle production, much akin to building matchbox cars, and by using large castings in Tesla's vehicle lineup allows him to keep parts counts low and increase his structural rigidity at the same time. Thanks to Sandy Munro from Munro & Associates, who might actually have a sneak peek at Tesla's upcoming battery pack based on their new 4680 battery cell architecture. So I'll link out to the InsideEVs.com article in the show notes below. In addition to the new cells, there appears to be an entirely new method of construction, which includes a structural casting holding the battery cells with a steel belly pan sealing everything up. Also, the entire battery pack is differently configured by not being comprised of 4 separate battery pack modules. Instead, it is actually one very large battery pack with no separation between the hundreds of cells contained. Tesla recently sent out revised delivery windows for the refreshed Model X, and depending on your level of patience, this may not be great news. Originally planned delivery dates for the Model X were anywhere between mid-February to mid-March, and now customers who have put in orders for the refreshed Model X are now being told that expected deliveries are being pushed to October of this year. So, based on these updates, Tesla would have stopped production of Model X for almost 10 months. Tesla wrapped up Model X production in December of 2020 to make way for the refreshed version and retool production lines at Fremont. So hopefully Tesla will be able to roll out the refreshed Model S without any issues so they can then concentrate on getting orders for the Model X completed by the end of this year. Even with GigaFactory Texas still under construction and quite frankly much of it without walls, Tesla has made an important step to full-on production by completing their full test of a casting for the Model Y. Drone operator Joe Tegtmeyer was able to get some on-the-ground information regarding the first casting from a reliable source. Tesla seems to be accelerating production testing at GigaFactory Texas, even with much of the building still under construction. With production for the second quarter of 2021 already capped, Tesla really needs to get their production facilities up and running just to keep up with demand. Elon's Cybertruck appears to have a temporary new home after being driven around Manhattan last week. According to new drone video at Gigafactory Texas, there's a Cybertruck parked on the second level of the production facility. At this location, workers have a clear view of what this Gigafactory will be producing towards the end of this year. And since there are no exterior walls installed at this location, pretty much anyone walking up to the megapad area from the nearby parking lot can see the Cybertruck without any issues. So there's still no word on whether or not that area has been roped off to keep people from being distracted from their work. And while we're talking about Gigafactory Texas, we might as well take a look and see what's transpired over the last week. Thanks again to Joe Tegtmeyer and Jeff Roberts for the daily drone videos. In Joe's May 13th video, he goes into the areas that are currently under construction and includes approximate site boundaries and acreage totals. Geopier work and general leveling of the area is still continuing at the proposed battery cathode and lithium hydroxide processing facility, and structural steel construction is now complete at the 4680 battery cell production area, and now workers are in the middle of completing the roof deck. Steelwork is continuing in the southwest corner of the megapad area, and so is damp proofing of the already completed areas. Concrete wall panels are currently being installed on all sides of the Gigafactory. Well, that should pretty much do it for another short episode 42. Not exactly sure what's going on in the Tesla universe and why there's really not much to report on. Personally, we dropped off my wife's Ford Escape at the dealership just a few days ago, and we completed the paperwork. And while I was there, I was inside the dealership and I noticed that they had a Ford Mach-E, parked there. It was definitely sharp looking. I took a look around. I also noted that the sticker price was $74,000. So that's about $24,000 over their base price. I think their entry level Mustang Mach-E price is around $50,000. So I didn't really get a good look on why there was $24,000 worth of upgrades. Perhaps it was a longer range variant with all-wheel drive. I'm not exactly sure, but I did take a couple pictures. So you should probably, if you're interested to seeing what a red Mustang Mach-E looks like, you should take a look at my Instagram. And so, yeah, we are basically down to one vehicle. So we're going to see how long that lasts. And hopefully by going down to one vehicle, by the fall of 2022, we're hoping that maybe we can get myself into some sort of a Tesla of some sort. So we'll see what happens. So the first week of being in one vehicle is in the books. And quite honestly, we are not really missing it. We're able to make do with whatever it is that we need to do with just one vehicle. If you're looking to purchase a new Tesla and you want 1,000 free supercharging miles, you can feel free to use my referral program link in the show notes below, or you can head on over to ts.la/Matthew40942. So far, Chatty is the only person to use my referral program link. So thanks again to Chatty. Hashtag for this episode, let's try hashtag firstcasts. And the overall hashtag for this podcast is hashtag HIDMT. And if you have any feedback for me, you can throw me an email at HowIGotMyTesla@gmail.com. And I need to shout out my Patreons who support me at my V3 supercharging level. So thanks again to my brother Nick for your continued support. As always, you can watch my progress towards a Tesla of some sort by visiting HowIGotMyTesla.com. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram by simply searching for HowIGotMyTesla. So thank you for listening. This podcast is produced by Matt Wilson and hosted by Squarespace. Music for this episode is Cascade by Cubby. Hey, you're still here? You must love How I Got My Tesla. If you like the content so much, why don't you help support the show and become a Patreon? Get access to all my Patreon content and support the show you love when you go to howigotmytesla.com/Patreon.